Um, Very excited to have you as part of this TAT chat. We'll be doing things a little bit differently today. Instead of having one primary presenter and then a, a resource update, we're actually going to have three different uh, briefer presentations, each talking about upcoming activity or an event that's going on in the upstate that we're really excited about. But before we get to that, I did want to share a little bit about what we have going on with 10 at the Top right now. It has been a very busy first 2.5 months, and very excited about that. We actually had a board of directors meeting earlier today. A lot of energy amongst the board, and has been all spring and winter amongst the folks in the community. We are very engaged right now in a number of initiatives. First off, behavioral health. We have been working with the Office of Rural Health and the South Carolina DHEC Health Department for the upstate region on a behavioral health initiative called Resilient Upstate. And that effort is moving forward very well. We will be having a information session in early April for those who are interested. If you attended any of the meetings we had last year, or even if you have not, we are focusing on a number of elements there, including stigma of behavioral and mental health, also around the pipeline for job creation, also around systems for the profession, and then business linkages, really looking at how we can connect the behavioral health resources to businesses in the upstate region. So more to come on that. Like I said, we will be having an informational virtual meeting in April. Also in April will be the next of the upstate entrepreneurial ecosystem meetings that we do quarterly. We are really excited to have Bernie Mazik from the South Carolina Community Economic Development Organization. I know I butchered that, but Bernie is great. And that session will be held in Greenwood, actually. So more details to follow as well. Piper, our intern, is with us, and she is going to post in the chat our upcoming events coming up. We have actually tomorrow, we will be in Oconee County for our monthly Upstate Connect in partnership with the Urban League. And then the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue tickets are going to be going on sale here in the next couple days. That is going to be held on May 16th. So we've moved that from a fall event to a spring event this year because we have so many other things going on in the fall. That is actually going to be held at the Greenville Downtown Airport and is going to be a double dip of a day. We have the Upstate Mobility Alliance Mobility Summit that afternoon, and then we'll follow it up with Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. So a lot of good things going on with 10 at the Top, and appreciate those who have been engaged. And you can see on the screen our leadership level funding partners, and we really appreciate all of their support. With that, as I mentioned, today we're going to have three speakers, each taking about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to start with Carrie Snyder, who is the Director of Community Engagement and Sustainability for the BMW Pro-Am. The BMW Pro-Am has been here in the upstate for, I believe, 24 years. Carrie, is that right?
Yep, this is our 24th year.
24 years, and it is a great event each year, and really is has multiple values. It promotes the upstate region. It helps bring people here who maybe have not been to this region. It also provides charitable support for organizations here in the region, and just as a lot of entertainment and fun for people who are here. So with that, Carrie, if you want to share about what's coming up, and I know she's going to talk specifically about some of the ways nonprofits can be engaged and that kind of thing. So I'll turn it over to you.
Great, thank you. Do you mind giving me the opportunity to share my screen? It says I'm not able to while there's someone else sharing.
Yeah, Annalise, did you unshare? Okay, now
Oh,
we're good.
that works too. Perfect.
I was about to say, I'm taking over for Justine in the slides today, so cut me a little
Okay,
bit of slack there. Sorry. Yeah,
no,
whenever you're ready, just let me
okay,
know.
that's perfect. So to start off, thank you guys so much for taking the time to hear more about the BMW Charity Pro-Am and our event that's coming up in June. So I just want to start with letting you all know who we are. So we are South Carolina Charities. We're a 501c3 that's located here in the upstate. BMW is our title sponsor and TD Cynics is our presenting sponsor. So we are not BMW. We work very closely with BMW and TD Cynics and our many other partners to host this event. So the BMW Charity Pro-Am is a Corn Ferry Tour golf tournament, which is part of the PGA Tour that is hosted at Thornblade Club and the Carolina Country Club, June 3rd through the 9th. We bring in 160 Corn Ferry Tour professionals and 160 amateur golfers, and about 20 of those are celebrity golfers. So if you've been to the event or have seen any information surrounding it over the last 24 years, you know, we bring in some names like Canelo, the Mexican boxer, Ken Griffey Jr., Larry the Cable Guy, just a bunch of great celebrities to play in this event. If you want to go ahead and go to the next slide, I don't think am able to.
So what I have, I think it's just a video that's linked. Is that what you're looking for?
No, the video is for Anderson. So if you'll unshare your screen,
Yeah.
Annalise, she can share hers.
Perfect. Let's see. Okay. See if this works. Okay, so I'm going to start. You can see a real quick video. This is last year's tournament. Everybody see that okay?
Yes.
It's a great week of golf. As you saw, there was some cars, so we do some events out at the BMW Performance Center. This is our downtown Spartanburg concert, which I'll talk more about, but a great event. So that was last year's tournament and the events surrounding our tournament. So if we go into, this is kind of where I was with South Carolina Charities. And then BMW, like I said, they are our title sponsor, but they have a huge economic impact here in the upstate, and we are proud to be partnered with them, especially with some of the upcoming events that we're hosting, which one of those, and I did not add it into this slide, is the BMW 30-year anniversary event that we'll be hosting June 7th at Hartness Estate. So that'll be an opportunity to celebrate the 30 years of BMW here in South Carolina. We'll have a lot of suppliers, community partners, state, county, city representation out there just to celebrate the impact that they have made in our community. This is a look at the tournament. Last year's winner was Adrian Dumont de Chassart, and I probably butchered that name, but he was now on the PGA Tour. So those are some exciting stories that you hear about the BMW Charity Pro-Am. These guys that are starting out, and their goal is to get onto that PGA Tour and become the next big name like Tiger Woods. So it's exciting to have them come through our tournament here in the upstate. We recently announced our featured charities for this year. So that's the whole point of our event, is to raise funding and awareness for nonprofits here in the upstate. We like to keep that money local, and we have 8 charities that we really focus on, and those are Folds of Honor, Upstate Warrior Solution, Friends of the Reedy River, the Hispanic Alliance, PAL, and that's Play, Activate, Advocate, and Live Well out of Spartanburg. Gibbs Cancer Center and Research Institute, Mobile Meals of Spartanburg, and the Neighborhood Cancer Connection. So all really great organizations that we work with to raise funding and awareness. We have raised just shy of 16 million over the last 23 years. So we look forward to seeing what that number is after this year's event. So if you're a nonprofit and you're not listed as one of those 8 featured charities, that's okay, because there's still an opportunity to be involved. So we have an opportunity for any 501c3 or K through 12 in the upstate to participate through our Birdies for Charity presented by Michelin North America program. And that is the only requirement for that is to be a 501c3 or K through 12 and be located here in the upstate. And you can utilize the program to raise money through ticket sales. If you sign up, your organization is on our ticketing website. And all ticket holders or purchasers have the opportunity to choose your organization as who their purchase goes to. And then we have the Guess the Birdies contest, and that is where the charity reaches out to donors and asks them to guess how many birdies they think the Corn Ferry Tour professionals will make over the 4 days of the tournament. And if someone guesses correctly, it's fantastic. They win a stay and play package, which includes golf, hotel rooms, and driving experience out at the BMW Performance Center. But it's a win-win. So the charity receives a 25% match on that donation. And that's all the donations up to the first 100,000 raised amongst all organizations. And so that is a big benefit to that charity. And with that, there's the awareness piece. So if you see in the back, there's a sign. We like to highlight all of the charities that participate. So we had right around 70 participating charities last year that participated. And this is free and no cost to utilize us or the platform. So here's just a list of some of those organizations that participated. I'm not going to run through it all, but some really great charities, and there's even some K through 12 in here as well. So we have benefits or volunteering opportunities out at the tournament as well, both in Spartanburg at the Carolina Country Club and Thornblade. And it takes right over 800 volunteers to make this event successful. And these volunteers, they come out year after year to repeat their different positions out at the tournament. So with their contribution, it's $50 to register as a volunteer, but you get an UBI volunteer polo, a cap or a visor, 2 guest credentials, which are $80 in value themselves. Actually, I think it's $100 in value. A commemorative pin, breakfast and lunch every day you work, happy hour. Everybody likes a good happy hour. And then the opportunity to participate in a golf outing and volunteer appreciation events that we post after the tournament. And then the best part, $20 for every day that volunteer works goes back to one of those 8 featured charities of the volunteer's choice. And the thing is, you don't need to know anything about golf. There's opportunities just to volunteer. A friendly face, a nice warm welcome is all that's really needed to be able to come out there. But if you want to be inside the ropes and be around the players and celebrities, there's opportunity for that as well. So some things you'll see if you come out to the BMW Charity Pro-Am and ways for companies to get involved is through our Expo Alley. So this is an area for businesses to showcase what they do. And we see right around 60,000 spectators through that 4 days of the tournament. So this is a great area to be in if you're looking to highlight your company or organization. And then we have some branding and marketing opportunities as well, if there's a company that wants to just showcase who they are and what they do. So you'll see a lot of our partners in these videos, but we love to highlight our partners and to put their logos on things. You'll see we're a very branded tournament. And then the Spartanburg concert, we're very, very
Mayor
excited.
Shoemaker.
What was that?
Hello.
Hi.
This is Mayor Shoemaker.
I think he's on the phone.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the Spartanburg concert has been moved to Thursday. The last 2 years, it was on Tuesday of tournament week. This year is Thursday, June 6th. We have hosted Diamond Rio last year, the Marshall Tucker Band. The year before that saw right around 9,000 attendees. And this is free, open to the public. There are VIP options available, but we just want the community to come out and see a great performance. It'll start at 5 p.m. this year with the Back Nine Band, and then leading into our headliner, who will be announced sometime next week. So we're excited. It'll be someone fantastic. I think you'll all be very excited to see them. And then a new event that we're hosting. We've hosted junior golf clinics, and we do throughout the tournament week. Last year we hosted at Greer Golf. This year we will be doing a kickoff event Saturday, June 1st at Greer Golf. Love to get vendors out there and just families and have it be a great time. We'll be hosting junior golf clinics. And then we will also be hosting junior golf clinics throughout the week at Thornblade Club as well. I believe there'll be one on that Tuesday. So more information to come on that, but it's free. All you have to do is register, and we run these golf clinics through the First Tee of the Upstate. Great organization to be involved with and to get these kids out there to play some golf. And then another new event, networking career fair, college fair on the course. So we will be hosting a career fair on Friday, June 7th at Thornblade from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. And we ask companies to reach out if they would like to get involved, but we want students, just folks that are looking for a career to come out and attend this event. So if anyone is interested, please reach out to us, to me, and we'll make sure that you get to come out to this career fair. And that is it. So a list of our proud partners. Like I said, we like to highlight those that are involved, lots of branding, but thank you guys so much for your time. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat.
Great. Thank you, Carrie. Always a great event, and it's feeling like golf weather now. So if we can keep that going to June, we'll be in good shape.
Yes.
So our next presenter is a familiar face to all of us. Of course, served as the host of these TATT Chats for the first 2 years. Mayor Roberts, did you, I can let you go ahead and host if you miss it enough. Would be glad to have you back. But thank you for joining us to talk about an amazing event that you all are hosting in April. And while most of it is not necessarily open to the public, it is a really cool event coming here, and we thought it would be of interest. And there are a couple elements that does have some community flavors. So Mayor, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dean. It's I think about the TAT Chats. We started that during the pandemic, and we did a lot of them, and it's good to see that they're still making an impact across the upstate. I think we did them a little bit more frequently during the COVID pandemic, but just because everybody had to learn how to do Zoom, but it's always good to be back here. And I could probably host just without even opening my eyes, but Dean does a great job, and Todd Horn does too. Thank you, Carrie, for the presentation. The BMW event is always a good event. I always enjoy attending. And if you hadn't been to that event, please try to check it out this year. What I want to talk about is something that The INMC is the International Network of Michelin Cities. And what I will say right off the bat, it has nothing to do with no affiliation with Michelin North American or even the Michelin Group, but it was started in by the city government in Clermont-Ferrand, France, which is the headquarters of Michelin, and their mayor saw some value or dreamed that, that if he could create a network of cities that had a Michelin presence around the world to share best practices and look at things that other cities were doing. And we, in 2017, as he put this out, we obviously have a connection to Michelin in our community, and we traveled to Clermont-Ferrand to see the first conference. And there have been 3 other conferences, and we're the first city in the U.S. to host the conference here in our country. And I have a short video that I think Dean or someone can tee up for me, but it kind of gives you a flavor of the organization, and it's only a few minutes, and we'll let everybody look at that. No sound.
Your sound, Annalise. I think she's working on it.
That's okay. This is the announcement that we had last spring, where we had some of the participants come in for a planning session. And this year's conference is the first week, the middle of April, the week of April 15th through the 19th.
Well, she is trying, she could hear it and didn't know that the rest of us
No.
couldn't. So tell us a little bit, Terrence, there's from the announcement, that is
That's our Lieutenant Governor. She was at the announcement. Part of the ask, and this is a representative from their deputy mayor in Clermont-Ferrand. But part of the responsibility of a host city is to provide hotel rooms and food during the course of the week. And so we're very fortunate that the Department of Commerce saw value in this event, and they are a major funding partner because of some of the things that the conference will accomplish during the course of its week here in Anderson. We sold the idea of the conference came about just to celebrate all the good things that are happening in the upstate of South Carolina. We have some partnerships with Clemson University, Anderson University, Tri-County Tech. We will have a tour to ICAR in Greenville. Obviously, the Michelin North American headquarters there in Greenville also. This is a picture last spring of us taking them to Clemson. So as that video closes, we probably in 2017, I hope that one day we would be able to host this in Anderson, and a lot of good things had happened during that period of time. A couple of exciting projects downtown, hotels, parking garages, more retail, and so we felt like we were able to do this. So In the nomination process, we got in a runoff with a city right outside of Florence, not Florence, South Carolina, but Florence, Italy. And so we thought, well, there's no way that we're going to beat Florence, Italy. But lo and behold, we did, and we're excited to host it. Dean mentioned it's a conference that we expect 200 or so people from 5 continents, 20 countries that will participate in this. They come in on a Sunday. We have programs that go Monday through Thursday. Most people will leave on Friday. We'll have an opening ceremony on Tuesday, and some really great speakers. Richard Florida, who spoke, Dean, I think Richard spoke a couple years ago at our fall event. He will. Richard Florida is he's a global economic development expert that talks a lot about the good things, that cities are doing and the opportunities that we have. I just read an article that he most recently wrote for Harvard Business Review called the Meta City, and it just talking about the connection of mobile workers and so forth. And so he'll be a speaker. We have a lot of labs, thematic labs that will talk about things like mobility, how that affects cities, sustainable development. As I mentioned, we'll spend a half a day in Greenville at ICAR. The group will have a luncheon where we'll hear President Clemens speak and talk about some of the things that they're doing at Clemson University. We'll be in a memorial stadium. We're going to take advantage of our lake, the largest recreational lake in the region, and having some evening entertainment out there. So, with a lot of things going on in regards to arts and culture. And so we're really looking forward to this event. As Dean mentioned, some of the events are not open to the public, but for example, Mayor, or if somebody has some interest on some of the labs that we're doing, maybe we can get you in. Just let me know, or let Dean know, and Dean will find it. I think, Dean, did we have a link to the website that we can share in the chat?
Yes, we will put it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, it will. That's the best information in regards to the events and the labs that are having throughout the week. But again, this is even though it's Anderson, it's promoting the upstate. It's promoting. We just had a entrepreneur a competition that a young lady out of Columbia won, and she'll compete for a worldwide. I mean, different cities are doing this, and we're inviting the winners here in April, and she'll compete for a package that's valued at $10,000. And so we're about making sure that we promote our area and that we help people. And so again, if you have anything looking at chats that I can answer inside that, Dean's put the link to the website there. And so I'm pretty easy to find. And so if you find something of interest that you would like to do in the labs, just let me know and we'll see if we can get you in. Thanks for the opportunity.
Terrence,
Dean?
last year when you did the announcement, you had the team, as you showed, that came in, and so there are a lot of people who have never been here before, right, to the upstate. So, and knowing that this is an international area for economic development, lots of companies from all over the world, it really fits to have this experience here in the upstate, because it gives a chance to showcase to places that may have other business folks who want to looking for a North American location, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, we are especially Mayor Dan, and I didn't mention this, and this is a membership organization. You pay dues on a sliding fee based on your population. The city of Greer joined a year or so ago, and Mayor Danner has had a great idea about how we might have somebody who might make a pocketbook here in the Carolinas that might be able to sell that pocketbook somewhere else in the world. And so, I mean, even from not only manufacturing or even software opportunities, but just even on a very small scale too, on the entrepreneurial side too. Good point.
Great. Well, Terrence, thank you, and very exciting to have that here in the upstate. And as we said, the website is there, and so is the video. We apologize for the technical component, but Terrence did a good job kind of narrating, so it may be even better having the narration. And we'll certainly, as I'm sure there'll be media coverage and things going on when it happens. But if you're interested, reach out to myself or Terrence, and we'll get you connected in the most appropriate way. So with that, we'll transition to our third presenter, Cecilia Zapata Harms with SyncMD. And Cecilia is going to talk about an event coming up in the upstate at the end of April that is very exciting to be held at the Gibbs Cancer Center, where we actually had our upstate, our pizza and networking event earlier this week. So Cecilia, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Honored to be here and to kind of tell you a little bit about it. But before I get started, I'm gonna correct Dean for a little bit. It's not at the Gibbs Cancer Center, actually. It's gonna be at the School of Medicine, USC Greenville, where and I'll show you where that is, but it's in Greenville.
I apologize for that. I had the wrong location.
No worries. We're going to have something else at the Gibbs Cancer Center, though, in September, but I'll tell you about that at a different time. So just a brief background, SyncMD is actually located in Anderson. Mayor Roberts, we're in your city, in your county. We're a digital health platform that came out here, relocated from Seattle, Redmond, Washington to South Carolina, upstate South Carolina. When we visited in 2021, fell in love with the place and decided that the entire company, all 7 employees, families, relocated, including our parents, to upstate South Carolina because we saw that the community is just exactly what we wanted to be a part of in growing the company. So we're very excited to be here. So one of the things that I also am passionate about is really bringing together women as a group, as a forum, as a think tank community. It's something that I've done in the Washington State area also, but I wanted to also bring it here, especially after sort of immersing myself in many different communities and groups like TATT, SC Bio, and what have you, and realizing that, there's so much talent and leadership here in South Carolina. And I just felt so passionate about exposing the great minds and leaders in science, especially women in the science industry. I'm also a prime believer of that there is science to everything that we do. And so just because it's not an engineering or tech or math or life science doesn't mean that there's no science behind it. There is a science behind it. So I have wanted to develop a digital platform originally, or a forum, to bring together just the great minds, to discuss women in the science industry, but also talk about life and transitions, especially from seasoned leaders to the next career, or young professionals to what they're going to do after academic graduation, and especially if they're thinking about going into the science industry, and exposing them to other leaders outside of the region, outside of South Carolina, and bringing them here to South Carolina. So decided to form Women, Life, and Science. I'm going to share my screen here. So Women, Life, and Science was formed latter part of 2022, originally just as an idea and maybe just an educational forum, and decided that, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and turn it into a 501c3 organization. So it is a 501c3 officially. The primary focus is really, just as I had mentioned, it's empowering and women in South Carolina, executive level positions or experienced specialists in the industry, but bringing them together, but also providing awareness for outside of our region, outside of our state, and bringing them over here. There is no membership type thing here. This is open to everybody. And our goal and our focus is really to eventually develop, we have 2 initiatives right now, an internship program for young professionals coming out of academic centers and exposing them to really in the biotech and life science space, but also somewhat of a Kickstarter fund or Kickstarter grant sponsorship for future entrepreneurs, and supporting them to kickstart some of their ideas and turning them into a company, with the hope to eventually mentor them along the way. So these are our board members. Mary Ellen Beliveau, just to kind of give everybody a background on each one of us. Mary Ellen actually owned her own company. She came out of, she was from Boston, relocated here to South Carolina I think about a year ago. She's had her own company, sold that company, and is now transitioning to doing other things. Lilia Holmes was a former chief operations officer for Kaya Tech, which is based out in Greenville, so another life science biotechnology expert. And then most of you, I think, may know Shantavia Johnson, who is an intellectual property tech transfer lawyer came out of Clemson, was at Clemson, but I believe she transitioned to another professional career. Our keynote speaker, for those of you who don't know her, is Dr. Marjorie Jenkins. She is the dean at the School of Medicine, Greenville, University of South Carolina, and she's over at Prisma Health. So this is where our location is actually at the School of Medicine. The agenda is, it's a full day on April 30th. Obviously, we'll have our keynote speaker, but we're going to have some discussions, things that some conversations may be slightly uncomfortable, but we're going to talk about, our main stage panel will have 4 panelists. One of them is also Dr. Jenkins, but 2 other individuals that we've decided to bring here to talk about when it's the right time to transition from one executive position to the other, or transitioning from another academic center to another, or to a whole different career altogether. And that's going to be an interesting conversation. And then we're going to move right into navigating the minefield of the early career. These are for our young professionals coming out of our academic centers. The 2 speakers are one is from New York, and one is out of our Clemson PhD program. So there's going to be an interesting conversation there. And then we're going to go right into life and career transitions, talking a little bit about that. Leadership of women in life science and sort of challenges there, but also successes. And then the last conversation would be about our female founders, entrepreneurs, some of the challenges there, challenges in fundraising, and other innovative approaches to being a female founder. One of the speakers is, or panelists, is actually the CEO of a venture capital from London. And then our very own Lindsay Calcutt, who is the CEO and co-founder of Incora Health. She's a Clemson grad as well, is going to be the female founder, and I'll be facilitating that discussion. And then our closing speaker is Rachel Cullen. She is from Las Vegas. She's actually an executive coach. She's been known to do a lot of TED Talks throughout the country, and she's sort of going to close our day by saying, okay, we've learned some nuggets, we've taken a few lessons learned and some tips. What do we do next to create that change? And then we're going to end it with a wine reception at the end. This is Rachel's background. Like I said, a closing speaker, and I'm going to end there. What I forgot to do, however, is to write down where to find the information about the conference. So I'm going to put it on the chat so that it's the website, and that should take you to more information about the conference. And if the PDF file, Dean, is going to be sent to everybody to be shared, that QR code will actually give you the program details for the conference.
Yes, thank you, Cecilia. We'll be sending, when we send the recap out, it will include the PowerPoint PDF from today, and we'll make sure, Annalise, if you can also put the website on there, we'll make sure all three websites are included on the page there. So some great information, Cecilia. Thank you for that, and I apologize. It will be in Greenville, as she mentioned, at the School of Medicine. So just, hopefully you guys have enjoyed and maybe heard a little bit different today about some events going on that are, a couple or one that's very familiar, certainly in the BMW Pro-Am, and then a couple others that are just neat things to have new here to the upstate regions. So our next TAT Chat will be on April 11th, and we will have a presentation kind of as a preview of the Upstate Mobility Alliance Summit that is coming up, as I mentioned, on May 16th, the same day, same location as our Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. So GP McClear and the Upstate Mobility Alliance will be coordinating our TAT Chat next month. It is in the chat, the link, if you would like to go ahead and register for that, and we will send out that information as well. So surprise, surprise, we're giving you back 15 minutes today at doing this format. So hopefully you've enjoyed the session as always, and have learned something maybe you didn't know. Thank you to all three of our presenters, and I hope everyone gets to enjoy this beautiful weather now that we've pushed forward. We have an extra hour of light tonight, so you can go out, and Mary, you can hit a few golf balls this afternoon if you want to. So it'll be a pretty day. So thank you, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next month.